London. But I met him. Where did I meet him? I met Abdul in Italy. And it's this really natural, it's this leaf that you could pay a lot of money for, but he's originally he's not Nigerian. He's another country close to like North Africa. And he just had the plant. And it was soup, like that shit had us charged up. Like it was so natural. He was like, this shit just grow. So he would just crumple it up and then bring it back in his luggage. So we was making tea out of that shit. But it wasn't no cocaine. It wasn't the coca leaf. It was like, it's some shit you could buy. It was some real, like, it was just really natural without all the shit that they give us in America. So, it was just tea. Basically, it's just fire ass tea. But that got me through, honestly.
Okay. I like to meet people like that too, man. You just trip out, like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then you try it, and it's like,
oh yeah,
whoa.
You're like,
Yeah.
And then I Googled it, and I was like, oh yeah, but they want $30 for it. And he was like, this shit just grow, like.
He just picked it.
He that's what he did. That was his whole thing. He was just like, we pay a lot of money for shit that should be free anyway. Water should be free. Clean water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even clean air. We're starting to almost have to pay for air.
That's like our human right, but we just kind of got tricked in America where we pay a lot of money for shit that ain't no good for us. Yeah. That's a whole different conversation.
No, it's not.
He's always keeping that knowledge.
Ras Kass is the same one.
I
I was gonna say you're one of the people that really intrigue me as far as your knowledge. Like it's not just about one thing. You kind of know a whole bunch about a lot of shit. See, like I've always told people, I know a little bit about everything, but you actually know kind of a lot about everything. And I trip out on that though. Is it a lot of reading? Well, I mean, just because I want to know more.
I think initially it's asking a lot of questions and having smart homies, smart family members. My homies always let me reach my own stupid ass conclusions and do dumb shit. I honestly can say that my big homies, like gang members, they be like, whatever, Raz, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, so just do what you do. And then, when you bump your head, we got your back. So I'm just thankful for, the experiences. Life is the best teacher. So it's traveling, seeing the world, and not getting other people's perspective because, what they teach us about, honestly, everywhere, everything they teach us is like fucking wrong. Then you go there, you know what I mean? People will say that, about Compton. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Oh, you just can't go. Like, bro, yes you can. Stop. like that's just literally small things. So the world is just like this plethora of information. And I just advise people to, don't take other people's advice, man. Go out here and experience this beautiful fucking planet, man, and all these amazing cultures and people and drugs and vaginas. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Unless it's that advice. If it's that advice, take it. That is good advice. So yes.
Experience different vaginas. All right. Hey,
unless you're married.
Hey, that's the only thing I caught out of that.
Unless she says she's okay with it.
That's the only thing I caught out of the whole thing.
I know, right.
No, but even going that's what I was gonna say. Even to the first album, bro, is but religion, even I just felt like, these are certain things. Some is common knowledge, but a lot of it you really gotta actually read the Bible to know some of the stuff you're talking about. And it's crazy because.
Well, I'm culturally, my family's on my mother's side. My mother's from Louisiana. We're not from a big city. We're really small town people from Louisiana. So we grew up Catholic. So I already had that. I went to Catholic school until 8th grade. So I already have that natural cultural background. And then when you start asking questions, that maybe Sister Mary Magdalene doesn't want to answer, then there's an encyclopedia. Nah, they couldn't hit me. They couldn't hit me because my grandma wasn't having that. That's what they was not doing. They could make me write standards. They couldn't touch me. She was the only one that could beat my ass.
Nice.
Mercedes Baptiste wasn't having that shit. May she rest in peace.
Shout out, man. That's real.
He got the G-rated version of Catholic school.
Shit. I did not shit. I got it. They just couldn't beat me. I did a lot of standards. That shit hurts. You write 1,000 standards for the next day. Your life sucks.
Hey, they didn't know by the end. They saw so much. He was writing rhymes already.
That was his training.
Yeah.
Right, that was my rap training.
Hey, so you've had you've been coming with it, man, and you did a group project. You're kind of also redropping classics that people do want. They want physical copies of, which is smart, bro, because a lot of people they might have missed it, or people like me that had it originally and it got stolen somehow, throughout the years. I don't have it. There's a case, but no
right.
Yeah.
actual cassette in it no more.
Right.
But you've been re-releasing and stuff like that. But what's it like? Tell them what you got out.
I felt good about doing that. Shouts out to my homie Big Herc. Herc is in Chicago. So Herc, he did some of the projects, and then my homeboy over at Black House Records, and they're based in Washington. But Jones, you would know, what's it called? That cool ass city, like not SeaTac. When you go over through the mountains.
He said he would know.
No, I said not SeaTac, not SeaTac. It'll come to me. Anyway, it's this dope.
At the end.
It's kind of, it's towards you go into the mountains and it's real Spokane. Spokane is fly, like good fishing during the summer, good skiing and shit.
It's
a fly city and it's a
sounds
hip hop.
amazing too because it's surrounded by the forest.
The acoustics, yeah.
So
it's just
probably a sick ass place to record.
And they have a record label and they have a festival every year. It's just a fly city that we actually it was a dude that booked us. He was originally from LA. Happened to be a Mexican gentleman, and he holds it down on the hip hop shit and been bringing motherfuckers out for the past 10 years or whatever. And he's an older gentleman now. His son and his family runs the shit. But yeah, so I met this dude, this other guy through that experience, and he owns something called Black House Records. So they helped us out, man, and we reissued. So far, we've done Van Gogh, which actually never was released. So we got to issue Van Gogh. We issued Ras Assassination as a CD. We did Solo Nights Revisited, which was a double vinyl with a CD that had all the freestyles from like the Wake Up Show and just the beat period. So it was dope to be able to like contextualize my journey and make it something tangible that they're just limited edition runs. I keep 2 for myself and whatever, whether we make 200, 300, 500, and then we just leave it at that. But I'm gonna redo a few other ones.
It's still important for people to have that, though. They want that in their hand.
Be ready if he redoes the Revisited, though, because he kind of left out the most specialist part of that you kept the DAT running the whole time. Like
what?
Well, okay, so he goes into an intro of explaining the way his studio sessions go. They don't go like any other studio session. Like, you had so many people in the studio, and you kept the recording going.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so I found that's what the disc was. The CD was more about contextualizing. Like, I used to record the not the booth. I'd actually record the room.
The whole
because
session.
that's where the funniest and really shit come out. So most of those skits weren't skits. They would just be shit that happened. And then like the cheesecake shit on Solo Nights is not a skit. It's like literally that was what we were talking about. So man, and I found more of it. So you hear us talking about all these really random things. And then at some point you hear me unhappy with my situation. Like, it's crazy because I hadn't heard this stuff in 25 years, so it was really kind of surreal to hear our little young voices sounding like really turned up little LA motherfuckers. It was hilarious just hearing that shit, And
who's in there though? Like, it's people that he's still cool with, people that he was cool with, people that he's now cool with again. It's like there was so many people.
There was Bird, who produced everything back then. My man Bird. There was Voodoo. There was Mean Green. Exhibit. You hear Exhibit laughing and shit. Just random shit. We were just kids with a dream. So yeah, I'm happy about that, man. I actually just found some reels from like 99-ish and so I want to reissue Rat Assassination because I got like a Battle Cat record that because he's my big brother. He made me like this ill hip hop record tailor made for me, and I did a whole song over it. So I'm like, yo, I want to, contextualize that and maybe reissue Rat Assassination. I got me and Corrupt working on a Horseman song, so it's like this incomplete Horseman.
Oh, I remember that shit. The Four Horsemen. Yeah. That was crazy.
So you want to buy one? I always pre-order it, and I always send them the email. Look, better write my name on that. That's mine.
Got you.
Have to so be ready this time because they sell out fast.
Hey man, and get you that. That's timeless hip hop basically, and some of it wasn't as available, at the time, and now it's coming back out.
Well, right now,
One more
I
opportunity.
do want to say one thing before I sell you something. I'd rather give you something. If you go to my Bandcamp right now, it's something called Ready to Live, which I just, my next door neighbor in Watts, basically our next door neighbor. I don't know how she got these pictures, but she had all these pictures of like me, like kid, like baby kid. So it just inspired me to do like Biggie and them, ready to die. But I'm not ready to die. I'm ready to live. So
that's right.
I just put 25 records together that stem from my entire journey, and it's just a free download link. So you can get that and just hear the journey with whatever. RZA's on there obviously, and shit, I did. It was crazy. I forgot I did a song with Nipsey. Like that's a beautiful thing, Nipsey Hussle. So
I mean,
you
forgot you did a song with Nipsey. Come on.
No, I mean, no, not in a disrespectful way. It's just
I'm saying everything he
has
has is like he's gonna blow you away. You would not be dissatisfied.
Well, it's free, so I mean, shit, you can't be mad at me. Just get the shit. It's 25 records for free. It's just a blessing. So it's called Ready to Live. It's a free download. I don't ask for anything. Just, it's just, I'd rather people hear it and experience it and enjoy it than hoard this shit. So.
And he's not stopping. Now, published author.
Yes, and now I'm officially a published author. That's crazy. So yes, solo nice too.
We were talking about that, off air, bro. But that's something people also want because sometimes they like rewind. Like, man, I'm stuck. And sometimes taking it, reading it while you're saying it will make the connection for them. But there's a lot of things you say. Going all the way back to the first album, but sometimes people don't catch it till maybe 20 years later. That's what it is, bro.
Ironically, on the way here, Cypress said that he's like, it's crazy. I'd still catch things that, 2 years later. It was dope for me, man, and I'm a big Rakim fan, and I forgot what it was, but like literally I just caught it like 5 months ago. I was like, wow, that's a bar. Like I know these songs front, back, sideways, and I just understood where he was at. And that's a beautiful thing with any expression, because we may not recognize it, or maybe we weren't mature enough, or maybe we weren't experienced enough to be able to realize, like, oh, that's like, honestly, I listen to a lot of the oldies and I'm like, oh shit, he was cheating on his wife. I never caught that. I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like them songs, them girls some grown people shit talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like you, it may be your man, but he my nigga. Like it be all kind of shit. Like it was real shit happening.
That's real shit.
Putting it in that context, I'm glad that I could do that. And for me, that was always kind of my gift and my curse, is that it's not easy listening for the regular person that goes to a club to hear a dance record. And so, with that being, kind of what I enjoy doing. There's always been those people that would be like, I don't know what he said, I don't get it, fuck it. And whereas when we printed it out, people could read it, they people would say, damn, that was fucking brilliant. Yeah.
That's what I loved about your line for line,
This is an extension, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The line for line is the podcast video, of a breakdown of a verse. This was just a little easier to show really my thought process, because what we basically did was I was able to gather about 95% of my notebooks for this album, and you see the literal thought process of how it was writing this rhyme. So it's like a glimpse into my notebook, and then we actually photographed, like tobacco. There's like bugler fucking tobacco on the page, and we filmed it that way. There's Jameson, on the side. There's a pen. So, and you get to see my experience of how I wrote these rhymes for this new album. And then we had 2 artists that were gracious enough to actually do art inspired by what those lyrics said. So, I'm blessed. I always wanted to, my mother's been wanting me to be an author. This is our foundation. I'm excited about it.
That's dope, because I know,
piece.
yeah, besides even, new tracks or whatever coming out, I know you got a lot to pen down for people to hear.
Sir.
So, or read, I mean.
Or hear.
Yeah.
You can always learn something from Razzie.
What not to do.
Yeah, right. No, hell no. Hey, man.
Like this.
Your artist's favorite artist, you know what I'm saying? Whether they admit it or not,
Straight
man.
no chase.
They want everybody want to write like Razzie Kazzy, man. We'll be right back after this video, man.
Woo.
B-side show, act like you know.
Yo, Green. Timing is everything, my G. Timing is what separates like regular people from pedophiles. Bar. Real niggas back in style again. How I'm making a lot of noise from a silent pen. Adjusted the rifle scope, had to dial it in, and fuck a humble loss. I'd rather have a violent win. Viola Davis on the violin. Who getting away with murder? I guess the owl did, throw the towel in. They asked me if I'm one of the best. Just think Black Thought on Funk Master Flex. Yes, fuck reminiscing, living in the past shit. Cause not everything gold is classic. All I know is get dough. Battle rap, I'm reaching like a tiptoe. Today's current currency is crypto. Hate to blast ya, but I have to. I suggest you get low. Your life's played out like Sprinkle Bay and I'm fucking for the dick pose. Rocks the coast. Razzie. Cardigans and cashmere. Fuck last year. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck what you did, it's about what it do. F-L-Y. Fuck last year. F-L-Y. Fuck last year. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck what you did, it's about what it do. F-L-Y. Fuck last year. Life's a bitch, then you die. Time fly. Every year the ball drop in Times Square. Age 12, my balls drop. Adolescent male, ball big like LeVar. Spit like Lamar. Not an Arabic, still trying to get it, inshallah. Get to the bag like airport carousels. Industry dudes saying real rapper never sell. You know that guy, the carrot top, the fairy tale. That nigga, half snake and rat nigga. Trap nigga, he don't like boom bap, but that figures. I dispose of these hoes, Jack Ripper. Lot of bitches getting blocked on the gram, she feel tight. I'm not liking 100 pics, I can't fuck in real life. Green, we go back to 4 tracks, so you entitled to your opinion, but not your own facts. Niggas is so whack, throwing up on your throwback. Time, F-L-Y, now hold that. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck what you did, it's about what it do. F-L-Y, fuck last year. F-L-Y, fuck last year. Out with the old, in with the new. Fuck what you did, it's about what it do. F-L-Y, fuck last year. Life's a bitch, then you die. Time fly.
We gonna rob y'all tonight. We gonna take everything. And straight like that. That's what it's all about. Celebration is all about love. 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 Let's go. Yeah. Shout out to Ras Kass. Shout out to Limited.
Yo, Green. Timing is everything, my G. Timing is what separates.
What's up? We're back, y'all.
B-side, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got the Waterproof MC in the house
Ras
with us, man. And you know, thank you for seeing I guess from the beginning, what we're trying to do here as well is kind of talk about that as like that essence and all that stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
The good stuff, the stuff that makes you feel good about hip hop. But you know, we're blessed to have had you as a guest a couple of times on the show, and it just goes to show that you appreciate also the work we're
Oh,
trying
of course,
to do
man.
to,
You guys lay it down quite flat. And
Thank you.
I'll be back. I know what I really wanted to do, but I was planning on doing it next trip anyway. Is do more of a some songs. We definitely can't this time because if you guys notice, Indigenous is nowhere to be found. He's
OC's hottest DJ.
Hey, you know what?
Is not here today.
My brother Digi, if he was here, you would know it. So
Right.
that's all I'm saying.
right.
I mean, hey, Digi.
It'll be loud in here because he smokes like a train.
I miss you, my brother. hey, but I know he's probably tuned in though, checking the show out,
of course, man. That's
Do
my
it,
brother. We're
We
actually
love you, bitch.
we're actually going Friday. Friday?
Friday.
Is
San
that-
Jose?
Not Jose. We're going to we flying to Oakland and we have a show in Berkeley.
Ah.
So yeah, we're doing like an advanced listening party for the Bay.
Ooh.
Cause like honestly, like home showed me love, but Money B and like the Bay showed me an incredible amount of love like from day one. So I thought that would be a really cool thing to do. It's kind of advanced, sit and play, play the album, do a few records. So me and Digi are doing that. That'll be the first time I actually perform any of this stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And the album comes out 9/11. So that we say the album drops 9/11. Unfortunately, pun intended.
Pun
but
intended.
Hey, see,
Yeah.
Razzie always thinking ahead, man. I swear.
God bless the dead, but we dropping 9/11.
Hey, we got live art going on right there too as well. We're gonna flip the camera in a bit, but
Check it out
Soul
in
on
honor
Ice,
of
man.
Soul on Ice
Yeah,
too.
man.
So on Ice too.
I saw Shark Week being shot in your story and in some of our homies' stories. Shout out to J Genius. I saw it on his story as well. And that video, how did that? I mean, this school desk. Tell the story about this.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I told you and Rabbit this. I wrote all my first album. I wrote on a school desk, like that I stole from my middle school, and so I was in high school when I stole it. I don't really remember how I stole it because we used to get really fucked up and drunk. But I remember telling like all my homies like I'm gonna get a desk. And then one day I was at home and I had a desk the next morning, and I basically wrote my entire first album. I was lit. I vaguely remember how I did it, but whatever. I was pretty litty.
It's the teacher's fault for making
No, it was
student-
summer. I know it was summer, like summer
Okay.
school, and they were taking shit out the classroom to clean shit up. So it was a whole bunch
they
of
were
them, and it was late, and it was like 6
You know
p.m. I was like, pull the fuck over, and I grabbed that, like I jumped the gate and threw this shit over, and that was that.
You know what?
And I
In
got
your
that.
Done and
defense, it was missing one of the casters on the bottom, and it had a chip. They were gonna
They
get
were
rid
gonna
of it.
get rid
Oh,
of
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
It was,
so-
that's why
It was in the
out there.
trash already. There was a note that said if anyone really wants
Free.
this, it was free. Yeah, but but long story short, for me, it's really I still have the desk. Like even when I moved and I thought I lost a lot of things, my homeboy in the Bay actually kept it for me. And about 2 years ago, he was like, "Yo, I got married. I still got this desk. My wife don't want this fucking desk." I'm like, I'm like, give me that desk. That's my baby.
desk.
And so it's dope. So the art, like the Soul on Ice 2 artwork, features the desk on the back, and now it means, for me, it just been it just means write your own raps now to me. Like I remember and do your homework. Like
Sit at the desk.
care about your craft. So that's kind of, so we have the album cover and the back cover is the desk. That's all there is. It's like a view of fucking LA and that desk.
From the desk's perspective.
Yeah, from the desk perspective. And yeah, we my homeboy had this crazy idea about making the desk drive down the street, kind of, sort of. It kind of evolved. It was like, we should put the desk all over L.A. and let the desk be this guy.
Experiencing
right.
everything.
And I was like, yeah, the police are going to kind of not like that. But we still did it. So we ended up doing that, and then it evolved into the desk should just drive itself. And I should be riding around. So the concept of our video, which we're crazy as fuck because we gorillaed the fuck out of this shit. We put the desk on a Cypress shot the video. Cypress Jones right here.
They have to watch it. Don't tell them how you did it. Don't tell them.
Okay, yeah, anyway. So
them.
the desk is rolling through through California. And I'm rhyming and writing, like performing on the desk that's moving through the streets of Los Angeles.
In his wood desk, right?
Aren't those like the funnest things? Like whether it's the guerrilla style, like
right.
on the fly. That's some of the best parties, and that's some of the best things that creatively that happen sometimes.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just thankful to everybody. I was thanking my friend Pep who shot the cover of the Soul on Ice 2, and he shot Offset's album cover, and they paid him a shitload of money. Like, he gets paid, and he's great at his craft, and we grew up and watched together. He's older than me. Pep was a skater.
Pep Williams?
Yeah, Pep.
Oh, shit.
Shout out
Pep.
to Pep.
Me and Pep from the same hood in Watts. Pep always skated. Like, always been that kid in Watts skating. He was older than me. My sister Miko age. But, like, for him to have his success and be, my brother and want, we shot the album cover like 3 years ago. I was like, I know what I want to do. And then he's like, I got you. And then we executed. And everybody that helped me make this album, at the end of the day, I want it to be as successful and as the awareness as possible. But I know we did a great job, and I'm just thankful to everybody that that helped and believed in it, including y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the B-side always showed me love, so that's what it's about.
Beautiful thing.
Like I said, it goes back to my obviously I didn't know you from back then, but what I do know is the quality projects that you put out from the original Soul on Ice, and that's what I go back to, and then meeting you and all this stuff years later, and cool, like we've had a lot of fun at shows.
Oh yes,
and
yes,
shit.
we have.
Yeah, so it's fucking wilding out and shit, but it's cool, man, because you could actually put a person to like, damn, this is a real dude that wrote this shit. Like, this is a cool dude, man, and he wrote this shit right here. Like, this is crazy. Hey, I wanted to touch on one more thing, man. Is you have also kids that are falling into this, and it's like a whole different thing, because I've talked to you about this before, but I have a homie ALT as well, and his kids, and Frost, his kid's a producer, and all that.
Right.
Yeah, and so you see how they get the essence of it, but they're able to roll with whatever the new style is and stuff. So, what do you think about, like, hey, your kids are putting out some dope shit?
Some dope shit, man. I'm excited for them. I just heard a record that Ras did. It's a Cali record, and that shit's crazy. And I was a little mad I didn't write it. like his the flow on it was crazy. Like he did a shit. I was just like, dude, that fucking record is dumb, bro. And so just watching them be their own men, come to love this culture as much as I love it, and hopefully not make the same mistakes and fall into the pitfalls that I fell into, that they can grow and create their own lane. Sometimes I feel like having overly successful parents or something, like Jordan's kids didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need the one. Floyd Mayweather's father and his uncle, they had the talent, but they didn't execute. So sometimes Chavez's son, he wasn't he wasn't a boxer like his pops. His pops got busy. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes having the pops be the super winner makes the kid lazy. And because me and their mom, we're respected, and we still, it ain't said and done yet, but having them watch us go through our trials and tribulations and peaks and, you know, I call it peaks and valleys and shit. Like, you could be up and then you go down, you got to struggle back up. I think it's made them really have to respect the process. They have to respect the culture, and they have to strive because their name ain't, you know, whatever, Combs. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got to go get it, bro. Yeah.
So they have projects together, Coast Contra, right?
Well,
and then they have separate
Yeah,
projects?
well, Coast Contra is they came out here because when they
Three of them.
four of them.
Four.
So when they left, their mom finally moved to Miami when they were about 12. So their dog years were in Miami. So by the time they came back, I had another son who ain't my son. That's their nigga. So they came out here at 17 and a half from high school, and he brought me a little Colombian nigga, and that's my nigga. So, I remember thinking, I don't really know what to do with these two. How'd you trick your parents into letting me be responsible for three of y'all niggas? Hilarious.
Wow.
But he's doing great. Like, he's actually on Rio Lowe's, Carlos Rios. So Rio Lowe's, that's my nigga. We got a group text. I remember he wasn't on the group text a couple of years ago. He was not happy. Like, how am I now? Like, that nigga, the family nigga. He like, you know what I'm saying? He like, I'm basically, you know, I'm other, you know, Uncle Pops, Uncle Razzie. Like, he like, how I ain't on the family text, nigga. I'm family, nigga. I'm like, Rio Lowe's, my bad. Sorry, nigga. Put this nigga on the family text, nigga. So that's my nigga Colombiano. Very proud of him. So they're all paving their way, and then they had another homie who had went off to school, and he's originally from Philly, and I think he went back to Philly. And when they got settled, they brought him out. So Coast Contra is four of them, and then they're all individual dope MCs. Rio Lowe's is on some MC show. I just seen commercials for it. Some shit on a Revolt TV thing, maybe,
Nice.
or BET, something like that. So he's already finding other angles, and obviously Colombian kid, so he's darker than us, but he's fluent Spanish, so he fucking everybody's
He's
brains up
killing
out
it.
here, being able to do that, because they think it's negative. He like, oh, nope, you got me fucked up. Then he start talking that shit, and then they start giving him that vagina, and he just turned into a monster out here. No, I
Hey.
swear to God. Literally,
Getting
because
him.
he didn't rhyme in Spanish at first. And I was like, you better talk that shit out here, nigga.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you wasn't talking in Miami, you better talk out here, because there's already these preconceived notions about who's this and whatever. And it opened up so many doors for him. And literally, I remember my son's like, you know, saying like, Rio Lowe's is getting all the girls. I was like, oh, you sound like you hate now. Like he's getting everything. He's getting Asian girls. He's getting Mexican girls. He's getting white girls. I'm like, why you mad? You mad? I was like, you should have told your mom to teach you French, nigga. Then you'd be out here doing it too.
Yeah, see?
See, you better learn your culture, nigga.
So you sound like you hate.
I did. I let him have it. I'm like, you sound like you hating on young Rio Lowe's, bro. You gotta let. He can talk his language, his culture. That's part of his culture.
And it sometimes
true.
having, you know, that person that knows what's up, especially with the music and the way it turns and stuff, but knowing that, like, man, you haven't done this yet, like, open
Right.
up, man, let him know.
No, he thanks me. You know, it's a blessing. Like he hit. You know, like I said, that's my other nigga, bro. Like you know, they're 22 now, I think. Yeah, so they've been here for a minute. Like about 4 or 5 years. So just watching them grow up and become men out here, like on their own shit, and you know, running through the streets of LA on their own, where I ain't gotta worry about, you know what I mean? Like now they doing their own stuff. They actually even moved out from each other.
They
so
check
watching
on
them,
dad now.
Not really. I'm trying to hide. I got my own dirt going on. I don't need them to hang out. I need them on records. I'll be like, bro, do this up.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, man. So, is there a common spot where they can get all this new stuff, man, coming out
Yes,
and all
yes.
that?
I would say the best way. I just picked up this new site. It's called Campsite. So basically, if you go to my Instagram at RAS_KASS, if you click the link in my bio, it literally opens the door for everything. So there's there's the mellow music where you can buy vinyl. There's the iTunes. There's the Kindle for the book. There's the physical book. There's the Apple for the book. It literally will open up this whole page of just literally 10 different things. So just follow me on the gram, and you can get to everywhere you need to go.
Perfect.
That's right, man. Razzy Kazzy in the building, man. Thanks for coming through, man. Anything locally that we need to see? I know you're going to do the listening party or the pre-release party over in Northern Cali, but anything over here coming up?
I feel like I have another show here, but we're gonna throw a release party. So me and Sister Asia were just talking.
Okay.
I know she has a venue downtown, so that would be great. Or you know my home away from home is in K-Town.
Yeah.
Escala. So if nothing else, we always throw a hot party for the album releases at Escala, and it's free of charge. So if nothing else, we'll do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey man, make sure you guys go cop the shit, the re-releases, all that stuff, man. Gear coming too, man. What do you got?
Yeah, man, we got my man Professor P is getting busy in London, so he's doing some couture designs. And then the crazy shit is that my homeboy B Wood, he has a boutique in Lower East Side in New York, and he just hit me, and we want to at least do some kind of really dope one-off. So I'm having these great opportunities to make shit that lasts and shit that count.
Razzy dressing. Check out his Instagram. He has the outfit of the day all the time, and he's always looking sharp. So the merch is definitely gonna be
trying to make it
level.
really fly and not beat you over the head, but just some shit that people would want to wear and definitely want to and still want to brand it with this Solo Night shit. I feel like I'm not never in comparison or whatever, but they get me, looking at Wu-Tang and looking at these legacies gives me something to strive for. And especially for the West, I want people to, recognize and support what I brought to the table. So this Solo Night shit, I may not ever do another thing called Solo Nights, but I do want people to know that's my foundation. And I we kind of started this lyrical shit, and this is the motherfucking thanks for getting.
Right. Thank you for definitely always putting it down for us on the West Coast and giving us pride, man. Like everyone knows Ras Kass. Everyone respects Ras on the East.
Like that shit is like, I don't know if it gets overlooked sometimes, but it is one of. And that's one of the things that first drew me to hip hop in general. Is I like to when people were saying stuff when I had to rewind and shit like that. And fuck up my cassette tape, you know what I mean? But that's the shit that Razzy Kazzy brings every time, man, and we appreciate that. Real hip hop in the building.
Thank you so much,
I just wanted to say one other thing. Why did I did get the memo today with the fisherman hats?
See that shit? That was
Whitey, he got his too, don't he?
White, you got it. I don't know if Whitey got one on too.
Whitey got his.
No, it flew off.
Blew off.
It flew off.
He said it flew off.
Well, it's fisherman cap day.
Yeah. He got his on too, man. We rocking it tonight, man. Hey, but thanks for coming through, my G, man. B-side show every single week. This is the Oracle edition right here.
Episode, Raz. You made it dope. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks to everybody.
Yes,
thank you so much. Another cog in the machine. Much love.
I love it.
Hey, thanks the whole team, man. Shout out DJ Eclipse for putting it down, man. He's got to go do double duty right here at Katie Jake's right next door in Covina. Hip hop every Tuesday night. Shout out to Neighborhood Watch Presents. Alex, man. St. Moth for coming through. Shaye Whitey in the back. Sister Asia, thank you for coming through, man. We appreciate that, man, for sure.
August 2nd, don't forget, check out Sister Asia's page. Got a show coming up with J-Ro.
J-Ro, what up, man?
That's the next one. You don't want to miss that.
Hey, we'll be back, man. We'll see you guys next week, man. B-side show.
Peace.